Truth Serum Nation. Truth Serum Nation. Come on aboard, everybody. It's the Truth Serum. Go get a coffee, soda. It's been 4 or 5 days. That's a new land record for me, all the videos I've done. So come hang out. This Colombo family, Mike Francese's crime family, the Colombos, the completely most insane family out of all the crime families. All right? So come on in and join. We got a real big show, all right? Come on with the Truth Serum. Where'd that microphone come from? Go get your coffee, water, something. Trying to unpack some of these things about the treachery, the flim-flammery, the tomfoolery when you got a network and you got all these players, different responsibilities, and they're like, like in the African Delta when the cheetah just sits low in the weeds and he's just observing his prey and he's plotting on when. Well, that's how you got these crews out there. They're just like these cheetahs and lions just sitting low in the African Delta, and they're trying to jump on the prey. So now I want to state that Cleveland, you don't hear much about Cleveland in the annals of things. You don't hear much about Cleveland crime and all of this and that, but it was a very integral part of this crime network in the Northeast, and it used to be a launching pad from New York City, Western New York, Cleveland, from Cleveland, all points west. All the tributaries or whatever, all the arteries going out there. And you got your coffee or soda yet? Come on. It's been 5 days. So with that in mind, once in a while, these guys, they would come in and out of the club, and you would see them, and more or less, it was uneventful. A couple guys would talk smack. Who are you? What about this? What about that? Ask her a lot of questions. I would just say, ask Sam. Ask Sam. I don't want to say the wrong thing. People are testing you. They're playing psychological warfare with you. They're just looking for insanity. So they were a big part. How's it going, my people? Mr. Bergio, first time in Journey. Sagittarius, Big J Biz, Mario. So Cleveland, historically, you don't hear about them, but they rock and rolled, and they had treacherous guys there. They'd come around, and the one guy, he was talking smack or talking shit. Some of these guys, they'll try to bluff and say, oh, what about this? What about that? And then bait you into saying something just to get some kind of knowledge out of you, even if it's small talk. And he's saying, well, my cousin David did that. Now, well, what are you doing now? Well, I don't know about your cousin David. Well, that's bullshit. You're doing. I don't make the rules, Billy. I don't make the rules. You got anything to say? Well, there's Rick and Tony over there. You can bust their nuts if you want, or you can ask Sam or anybody else. What are you crying to me for? You don't even know my name. You don't even know name, rank, serial number. They used to try that, and I'd go Zoom, just like a little bitch. I would go right there and say whatever. And so I did want out of greed to make some runs, deliver the bread and milk. I did want to deliver the bread and milk out there because they were talking about better money or a bigger tip or something, but it was very sketchy. It never got to the point like of, okay, it's going to be come time to fruition. But in the meantime, going back and forth with the bread and milk from New York City, I had asked my godfather a couple times, what about trying to hustle a couple extra dollars here and there? And there's some guy, Dave, and he's like, don't deal with them, Jojo. I got enough. I got enough on my hands with you. Don't because I put him on the spot. He had to protect me a couple times. My godfather, he did work for mostly Colombos, but other families. But he had to, so he's like, forget about Cleveland. Forget about Cleveland, because I believe some real sizable monies like were going out there as the bank and then being dispersed. So that was a major monetary hub right there where they could settle all the tabs out to all the other places, runners going back and forth all over the place. So I don't even know what was in those deliveries. I don't even know, but they were, and all the while, what happened to the last delivery boy? At the end of the day, it's what happened to the last guy. But my godfather said, nah, don't, I can't, enough's enough. I made mistakes. He had to correct them for me. And then they were trying to rob their own money. This Colombo family, they're trying. Now, Mike Franzese is a good financial guy. Mike Franzese is the thinker, the financial guy. He's a thinker. But with these guys that are trying to rob their own money. So you got all that, like I said, tomfoolery, flimflammery, treachery. You got all of that, guys that are gunning for the delivery guys. And they better, if they're going to make a move like that on a guy, that's more riskier than the job of the delivery boy, because there's ways they were watching me. I thought there was a car or something. They had everything precise. They never succeeded. Now, while I was there, I don't know what happened to the predecessors that were delivering the bread and milk. Before that, I could only assume things. I heard some things, but they might not have had pull and weight like me having my godfather. Someone coming half stepping, trying to make a move. My godfather's gonna come, and there ain't gonna be that's a freight train coming. So I'm just assuming that it's like, and I used to hear a couple of the guys going, "What are the odds of that?" Yeah, and they want to rob me, and they want to rob me, in small talk and jibber jabber bullshit, and they're making small talk. But I was always observant, and I wasn't naive. I was a little rookie, but they're all waiting for just a little crack, just a little wiggle room, and say, oh, when you gonna go do that? Looking for the time, or try to eavesdrop. And they got set up on an eavesdrop. The old man, there was a couple bad actors in there, and the old man acted like he didn't know they were there, and he was talking to me. Yeah, Jojo, yeah, we can go do that on Friday at 7, ba 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 ba, and everything else. And these two clowns were eavesdropping in on it, but it was set up on it because they owe $40,000 a piece to the bookies, and they think they're gonna rob the old man's money. And I don't know what happened to them. I could just assume. I don't know. They run off. I don't know. Mr. Brossman, how have you been? No, the Colombos. Nah. Mike Franzese, Captain Mike. But you see all this stuff, Mob Talk, Mob Tube. Yes, Mike Franzese, very smart thinker, businessman. And these Colombos, I mean, that's why my godfather was busy. I mean, he was doing work for the Colombo family, and some of the guys were Colombos. Some of the guys were Colombos. Families hit their own. They hit their own bad actors for many different reasons. They hit their own bad actors. The Colombo family was one of the most disorganized family, treacherous, cutthroat. Of course, all the other families, you could say that uh, about that. But I'm 60 years old. I know 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds that will say the same thing. Maybe that's just our perceptions and that's just our view on that. And of course, anybody else can, you know, some more were like more designer type families, but well, you got Gambino, Colombo, boom, bang, boom, 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 and all that. But they used to like draft day in the NFL. Give me two Tonys and I'll give you one Ricky, and give me one Sally and I'll give you two. They cross pollinated. You got same family members. Two brothers could be in two different families, or cousins. They could be in two different families. Not rare. It's very prevalent that it happened all the time. But Cleveland, they ran a big integral part of that network for dispersing, and I was gonna do that run, but then it fell apart. It was in the air, and then and I talked to my godfather. He said, "Are you crazy? I got enough to deal with you, JoJo, and all your craziness and all this. You don't know what the hell you're doing. These guys are all over the place. They're bad actors." And now, no, 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 you know. And my godfather had more information than he would like to, share with me and everything like that. But it's like, where do all these delivery boys go? But this guy's crying. He'd come around the club. Oh yeah, that's my cousin's job. But then he disappeared. And then what's this? What's that? I said, I'm not going there. I'm not going to Cleveland. So put your panties, get your panties out of your ass, because I'm not going there anyways. I'm not going there. I'm not. You can find somebody else to rob. Whoever the old man gets to go over there, or get one of your own guys to come to Western New York and pick it up themselves and drive that gauntlet. Those are gauntlet runs. You got a bullseye on your back. You got a bullseye. They rob their own families. They don't care. You know why? They're either gonna get whacked, they're gonna cooperate with the FBI, and they ain't got nothing else to lose. Who cares about going after some delivery boy? They got nothing. They're at the end of their line. They're at the end of the line. You're going down the damn highway and you got one guy watching you, another guy watching that guy, another guy watching that guy. There's another deviant mixed in there somewhere. There's another plotter lurking around somewhere. And it's you can't follow it. You can't follow it. And I used to try slippery moves, but I was so hell bent on making good time, just zoom, 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 and stopping could be dangerous. Stopping now, somebody could get to you, and I was told to take certain routes by the old man, and then sometimes in the club, these guys would already be privy to knowledge, and they'd say, "Yeah, Jojo, oh, you're gonna go run that? Well, oh yeah, that Route 20 is real nice, or this route. Oh yeah, well, yeah. Oh, well, that's the one I'll be taking. Oh yeah, you're right. That's nice, the scenic route. So yeah, that's the one I'll be taking. Yeah, no, I'd slip around and go. I would slip around, and I didn't care about making time and everything like that. I went down to Atlantic City for a couple days. It was a comp type of thing. So a friend of mine let me piggyback just to get out of the house, to Michael Condinas, Wyatt Earp, Arian Brossman, The Colombos didn't get me. And Mr. Bergio, first timer in here, the great Bergio family. Wow. Great Bergios. Forgive me for blurring your name out, but you're a class act. You're a class act, my man. So, and Mike Franzese has a, we're all old and everything. I talked a lot of smack and everything like that, but they couldn't control these guys. They could not control these guys. I mean, everybody owed 80% of these guys, 3 out of 5, maybe 60% of these guys, they were all degenerate gamblers. They just never did anything, responsible with the money. I tell you, I would drop some of these people off in rundown areas. Like, what the hell? You live here? What is this? You live here? You hustling all this money? You live here? Not that I had a palace or anything, but geez, you think some guys did though invest, had things in other family members' names, and they did it the right way. They could get around the RICO and stuff like that. They could dodge RICO. A lot of people could. Real nice estates, and then melted in with a DBA, a corporate name or something. They knew how to do it. There was a guy that came around the office, a Jewish accountant, and he would do certain business deals to dodge taxes. But he was really smart also in money laundering, of course. And this other Mike S. from the office that was part of the gambling ring, but it was also a steel brokerage. They would do all these type of deals. And I saw them up at the club before. And some of the straight guys, the smarter guys that were trying to do things, put money legitimately in things. I seen them talk. Yeah, I saw him. He's like, me, you get around. I run errands up here, but well, they got a good lunch here, but yeah, cool dude, real smart guy, smart. They could get around the taxes, and they could get around investments for some of these guys that they were good actors, and they set up college fund for their children, set up some little businesses, generate nice house and estate, and just do it all. Yeah, they could pay it all off at once, but then you go through the mortgage payment, make everything cool. They were smart. There wasn't a lot, there was some dumb Guidos running around. Yeah, there was, but I tell you, and especially in the Colombo family, forgive me. I don't know about the other families, but the Colombos was saturated. But in defense to them other guys, there were some good looking, smart thinking guys, and they never got caught. They rode off into the sunset. They rode off. That faction was crumbling anyways. The old man was retiring. Half of them guys ended up missing, and that faction was bottoming out. It was a bad operation there, a lot of money, guys. It was like the Wild Wild West, and I found out things by the speculation and people over the years. Decades pass. Someone says, "Oh yeah, this or that." Well, I know a guy that was telling me. I knew about Cleveland, but some of these guys used to come around to talk one-on-one with Sam, not on the phone, for the big deliveries, because Cleveland 2-3 hours away. Let's drive in, get the particulars with the old man, not on the phone, because they had some mega packages going out that way. Mega packages. And I think honestly what ended up happening thereafter was maybe by observation, I would see a couple of them guys come in, and then if I would be there, and then the old man would say, "Oh, go out front for a while. Go out front, chill out. I got to deal with some of these guys, blah, blah, blah." But I would go out and I would smoke a cigarette. I'd smoke a cigarette and just bebop and look, and I'd see the couple of guys that went in, and then another the one guy would go out and he would have some kind of cachet or something like that, and he was sliding in it like that. Now these guys were packing, double packing. Well, there ain't none of them guys gonna ambush these, because these are the hardcore dudes. They're gonna blast if a car pulls up on them, not side by side on the highway, they're just blasting. I used to think I might just get blasted through the window. Just blasted through the window on some desolate country road. Well, I'm going to just crash. Well, that's all right. Let them crash. Go get it. Boom, boom, boom. And that's that. There's no clues. There's no clues. There's just no clues on it. So, yeah, Mike Franzese, bad mamma jamma. Bad mamma jamma. Finances and money, boss. And he said, close to the end, a lot of stuff had happened. And he had told me when I was stressed out and I was all losing weight and I looked like shit. And then he was like, well, sooner or later, figure out what you're going to do, what not. I wasn't going to get made and go move to New York. No. Being made up in the Falls didn't mean nothing. It didn't mean nothing. That was just like a Boy Scout. But to be made over there would be nothing. Nothing. You'd have to move to New York, be made there, and then be a part of that network over there and get room and board paid for and do all that. But I was answering phones as a bookie or then making payments. No. No. They probably had the best gambling ring, though, the Colombos. They probably had the best people in place for, I don't know about the other families they could speak, but they had Cleveland, a historical, very important part of the historical part of those. Now, did New York send a couple guys there? They send guys to satellite places to run things, whether they're a captain, or, underboss or captain, or just whatever their title is. That's their responsibility in these other geographical locations. So that's pretty, organizational hierarchy and things like that. But when they're trying to be strategic, and they got a hard. You just think that's a given just to make deliveries here or there, but not in that world. I was green, I was naive, and then and then my godfather, he was hardcore, but he was loving. But then he kind of just had to say, "Nah, you know what? Finish up, whatever, but don't even entertain Cleveland. That's all crazy." He asked me how a couple of these guys, what they look like, to try to describe who they were or whatever. I forgot their names or whatever. And he said, no. You ain't going to make it. That cannonball run, you ain't going to make it. The other cannonball run is bad enough. You get 5 degenerate killers that owe everybody and their brother. They're ready to get whacked if they don't pay up. And then they know little old me is delivering the bread and milk. And, that's an easy target. No, it wasn't. It wasn't an easy target. It looked like an easy target, but it wasn't. And it's just the treachery and the psychology and I like saying it, the flim-flammery, the tomfoolery, and the mental hopscotch. Boy, sitting and just thinking, what did this guy say? What did he mean? Was he joking? What does this mean? You're trying to decode this stuff like the Da Vinci Code. It's like they're talking encrypted, and you're trying to unravel the code. And did he mean this? Did he mean that? And then I call Sam, yeah, so and so said this and that. Well, oh, stop it, Jojo, with this and that. He's just busting your chops. Oh, well, John said this should. Oh God, Joe. Well, I don't know. He sounded mad. It's like, stop it already. What the heck? Holy cow! I was like, well, I don't know. Early on, and then I got to know more of their personalities and behaviors and stuff. But they turned on me. They turned on me too. They turned. They turned because I don't mean squat. They have a wife and children, and they're trying to stay alive, and they're trying to stay out of prison. Oh, me and so go gamble. He takes care of me. He throws me tips. He buys me supper. Wow, we're good old friends. He don't give two craps about me when push comes to shove. That's what I couldn't understand. Sam, the old man, said, there ain't no friends here, Joe. There's no friends here. What are you, stupid? There's no friends. Oh, you go gambling and you go eat now. This and that. He don't give a shit about you. It's like, geez, I want to have some faith in humanity or something. Have some faith in love and compassion. Forget about your love and compassion. Yeah, let him get you. Yeah, and then later on, I heard some of their conversations. Like, huh? Like Scooby Doo. Huh? What? No. What? I'm not going to get into all that, but if you're threatened or something like that, and the FBI's got everything wired, they got things wired left and right, and some of that information could be suspect because the FBI can also manufacture stuff like from MIT. They can make languages on recorded messages, and they could just piece together other conversations and then make a new conversation, make some key words out of it, and go, oh, listen to this. Oh, and you're like, oh my gosh, but they are able to do that, of course. And you hear about when at the end of it, see, the old man was retiring, and I don't know. These guys came up missing. Now I don't know whose responsibility it was or what transpired, and I don't know the particulars. I'm not privy to. I'm not a made guy. I'm just a little runaround guy. I'm not privy to know if somebody's plotting on somebody. I might try to figure something out after the fact, but other than that, no. My godfather did. When he got older, decades later, he would tell me a couple things here and there, but he didn't even tell me. They just had to remain this certain thing, He was loving and compassionate to me, but he still had to maintain certain thing because at the end of the day, even though we're loving family, he don't know if I'm going to turn on him. You don't know if I'm going to turn on him. You still got that paranoia. I didn't talk to anybody anyways, or incriminate anybody, but you still got to think like that. They had camera surveillance, things like that. They saw me with him. They knew he was my godfather. They know, but I would never, but you can't trust anybody. Sons are narking on their fathers. Sons are narking on their fathers. Wow. And vice versa. But, Mike and them know about all that, but I don't want to get into that. I want to keep it a good video. Mike Franzese is doing his thing, and they can, whatever happened in their personal family about, who was ratting on who and all that. We've already done all that. It's a new day. We're going to forge, we're moving forward, Everybody's just trying to survive, do their thing, enjoy life. When we're getting older, yeah, there's a lot of stories, different stuff, and sometimes I'll tell a story, then I'll think up something else along the way because it's so many years removed, and then I still feel the stress of it sometimes. Just thinking back when this, you know, and I didn't do any. I, I I don't have immunity to talk about whatever this or that. I was nothing. I wasn't in the know on anything. And if I did, I can't reveal anything. I can't reveal it. Even if I did have some privileged information, I could only guess way, 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 way after the fact and go, oh, this minor that happened or this happened. You just don't know. And some guys literally just took off. Oh, well, some will say, oh, well, he got hit or so. Well, it was known that some guys, well, some went to witness protection or things like that, but some guys just actually took off. Wherever they went just to whatever the pressure got on them. They didn't rat. They might have owed a lot of money, but they just took off. And the captain or boss or something might know that, and they think, oh well, but you don't know where to track them down. It's too much, but they just take off. They're vulnerable and they don't want to cooperate. You see the FBI, they got all this information, either wiretap, video, people ratting, and they know when these people are at their lowest point. They know when the people are at their lowest point, and they might wait outside their front door, and when the guy comes out of the house, they might approach him. Hey, Mr. Smith, we want to let you know, well, yeah, here's agent blah blah blah. Well, we got to talk some things over. You're in danger here. We have to notify you. They have to notify. I'm not saying they do it every time. I'm not an expert, but they're supposed to notify you if they gather any kind of intelligence that somebody is going to get smashed. They have, even if it compromises an investigation, they have to let that other person know. They have to. I don't know if they did it every time. I'm not, but they'd have to let them know. They'd have to let them know. I knew the FBI agent, the girl that come in the office for this other guy and all this and that and whatever. The old man might have been working both sides of the fence anyways. But they have to let you know if they're up there at the club going, oh, this JoJo, he's no good. He's this and that. I don't trust him. Oh, and this other guy's going, yeah, blah, 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 and all that. And it could seem like threats or not, or whatever kind of dialogue. And then another guy's going, nah, JoJo's a good guy. He don't mess. He does his thing. He comes and goes, blah, blah, blah. And if it's interpreted as somebody's in danger, they have to let you know. But if they do it 100% of the time, I don't know, my good people. But it's crazy. The Colombos, they just the common denominator with it all is okay. There's just psycho hits and all that, but these people got in debt. They had markers, these markers. Who owes this? Who's crying about losing these football games, basketball games? All these, they're crying about all these gambling losses and bad beats all around. They're owing all this money. They're owing. And sometimes it gets to a point where enough is enough. Because if you're a boss and a captain and you see a guy in the crew that's that in deep, he might cooperate and go into witness protection and give up everybody just to save his own. He becomes a threat. Now, a lot of times they want to give them time. Well, give him some time. Maybe he can do this, go mortgage a house or go refinance or do this or that. Give him some time. But then when it becomes obvious that the guy's just a straight up deadbeat, now he becomes a liability. Forget about the money he owes. They just gotta make him go away. And I'm not privileged to it, but it's just common sense. It's common sense if anybody can understand it. So Cleveland had a big hub going out there. Them guys come around here or there, and but they, you think like everybody wants to be from the New York City office, and then the Western New York wants to be tough, like even though there's transplants that go back and forth, but they want to be the tough geographical location. And then Cleveland isn't viewed and recognized like, oh, or they could pose a threat on something or whatever, and you can punk them on something. No, you can't. You can't. It don't sound anything like in Mafia lore, or Cleveland doesn't sound like much in the historical accounts and stories you've ever seen, all these movies and all that bullshit movies on TV, but Cleveland will rock and roll just as hard as anybody. Geographical location doesn't mean anything. You can be a psycho killer on anywhere planet Earth. And they were trying to prove something, them guys. They were trying to prove something. I watched them interact, chilling out. I watched them interacting with some of the higher level, whatever, and they were getting so much respect. They were getting so much respect from them guys. It was lopsided. Usually it's just mutual respect, blah, 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 blah. But they were saying some things sideways. And I was like, wow, he got away with that. He should have got smacked, but no, but wow, he got away with that. I was trying to be very observant and cerebral on, and it's like, wow, man, he sounded like he was half talking shit. But no, but it was all cool and everything. But at the end, I mean, push come to shove, if Sam and them guys want to send in the forces from New York, Cleveland ain't got a prayer. I mean, I give them respect as being treacherous and dangerous, but there ain't enough soldiers. There ain't enough soldiers. I mean, just like in war, it's just there ain't enough. There ain't enough. And they were recycling people. I don't know what happened. I'm not privileged, like I said, but they were recycling people. And of course, these guys have attitudes and everything. But I liked being around New York, and one of my cousins and their family, when they had those good-looking geniuses, Machiavelli, Renaissance man, book smart, street smart, freaking the best. Them guys, they're far and few. They're far and few, them kind of guys. They're far and few in the Mafia. Mike Franzese was a bad man, Majama, yes, but there are other good-looking, hardcore thinking guys. You're not getting no curveballs by them, but they're classy. They want to do the right thing. They don't want war. They don't want to fight. They want to keep a corporation going without all this bullcrap going by knucklehead crew guys. That's why they didn't make it. That's why these crews didn't make it, because they're just knuckleheads. And then the first thing they do is they rat on somebody over them. They're not going to rat on a fellow crew member. They're going to rat on a captain or a boss. Crazy. So thank you, folks. The Bonzo's here. Check out the thing. Yeah. I was a nobody, and that's why. Well, I was still dangerous, but once you're a made man, all them rules and this and that, and I'm hustling money to just try to hustle money for myself. These guys are doing all this stuff, and they're handing the money up. The old man had millions. He had millions. The old man, and they were doing hustles, handing it in, but they were falling behind on gambling. Whatever they were doing in their enterprise, yeah, all that money's funneled up. But in the meantime, they were still falling behind on gambling. Very, very tough situation. They're good at doing their corporate work, but in the meantime, they're falling behind. They're an asset for the corporate work. How many new people you want to bring into your hustle? How many new different faces you want to bring into your hustle? You got a hustle going, and your partners are messing up, but you want to keep the enterprise going. But geez, they're falling behind. They oh. When does it become so much of a liability, and they're not an asset anymore, and now they can't come around anymore? Well, wherever they go, they go. Whatever happens. But yeah, the Colombos, and Cleveland, and another thing, this network went up into Canada too. Canada, just as treacherous. It ain't just hockey and whatever in Canada. No. Those that original Black Hand, Italy, Sicily and Italy, whatever that Black Hand, whatever that upper mob, they came to North America and got situated like wherever, Toronto, whatever, up there, whatever that international, whatever they were doing over internationally, and then some of it mostly stayed New York City area. But Canada wasn't no joke either. There's just a whole corridor, gambling and bookies. Gambling and bookies, and get as much as you can and run this whole network. And treachery, tomfoolery, flimflammery, and betrayal everywhere. And most of the guys didn't make it. Wherever they ended up, I don't know, but they didn't make it. I'm guessing they didn't make it. They got busted or ran away, or I don't know. Some guys committed suicide. Some guy, I heard a guy set up a contraption with a rope to a door or whatever, and close the door, and it would pull the trigger on the right. Some bizarre, crazy stuff. You just hear it, could just be gossip, stuff like that. But that's that, folks. It's been 5 days. Good to see the people back in here. The Truth Serum is back. We got a real big show tonight. Making their North American debut, the Beatles. Got my fake mic. So, yeah, we're going to be rocking and rolling. There's another story I want to tell about, because sometimes you'll tell a story and it brings back. I got a brain injury. This might have all been a big dream. I don't know. But sometimes it'll ignite another type of memory or whatever. But I don't like Franzese talk about that stuff, I don't like Franzese. He does his own thing. I'm not bashing him anymore. I grew out of that. I'm not bashing him anymore. You do what you got to do. You do what you got to do. That life will just make you so screwed up and mental, and you're not going to think logical. Of course, I don't like that hugging with the son of Sam over there selling wine and books. Of course, I don't like that. When he went to do with Son of Sam, and he's selling wine and he's hugging Son of Sam. He freaking terrorized our city. Really, bro? I mean, what was he thinking? He's got more money than the Pope. What are you trying to sell wine and books? You're over there hugging the Son of Sam? What? Wow. Let's leave it at that, because I don't even know what you file that under. That's not even greed. That's beyond greed. I don't know what you file that. Megalomaniac? Like, I don't know what you file that under, my people. But so That's that. We're gonna keep pumping, pumping, pumping. I got more mob wife stories. They like these Jezebels that were running around. Woo, boy, they could try to get a lot of guys in trouble. A lot of guys in trouble. Jezebels, girlfriends, strippers, whores, Jezebels. Biblical. They're biblical. I like that word, Jezebel. It fits perfect. Yeah, it's a perfect word, Jezebel. Oh yeah, did you see Tammy out the other night? Oh yeah, she was dirty dancing with 3 guys. Well, listen, Rick, that girl's a Jezebel. Where have you been? She's a Jezebel. Come on, man. Come on. You could have her for free. Me, Bonzo, thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Wow. I haven't had a super chat since Moby Dick drowned in the ocean. Thank you, the Bonzo. Thank you, man. No, you're no troller. I talked smack before, but I knew you were cool. Thank you. You're even cooler now. I didn't run off with big money. I'm on limited income. My car just here we go with the violin. My car that I saved, but I had to junk that. So it's a good donation, brother. God bless you and your family for helping me out. I like telling stories. I'm just a regular guy. And that's that. I appreciate your support and your view and everything else. So thank you. Thank you. And Jesus is good every day. I know we don't want to get into that, Jesus is good every day. And I know that's a turnoff to people, but I was saved by the angels. So I love my community in here. I was gone 5 days. I've done 450 videos. 5 days has never passed by for me. 5 days has never passed by. But I couldn't wait to get back. I had that story about Cleveland, Cleveland mob, man, was tough. Oh, thank you, Wyatt Earp. Thank you, Wyatt Earp at the OK Corral. Thank you, man. The Easy Rider. Thank you, Wyatt Earp. Me, I should stay away 5 days more often. Now, I like my people. You guys know me. I'm not a tough guy. I might get animated on things here and there, but no, I ain't a tough guy. No, my mother raised me better than that. It's better to be nice, man. What's a tough guy? What's a tough guy get? Oh yeah, watch out for him. Man, he's a tough. What's that mean? Isn't it better when somebody says, "Oh yeah, Jim? Well, he's a nice guy." Ain't that a better feeling? I don't know, folks. I don't know. I love my community in here. Just for your views, your likes, share, hit the notification bell because you guys know that I do them pretty consistently, but the times might change. But the viewer audience for this demographic, I should do them after 7 o'clock because there's more of my demographic that's viewing YouTube at that time. But I'm so gung ho. I'll get on here at 9 o'clock in the morning. I want to see my people. We got a real big show coming tomorrow. A real big show, folks. Yeah, I like to have fun. You don't get that with the other mob channels. Oh, they all want to be tough. Yeah. They all rat it too. But that's their business. I'll rat it. That's their business. What are you gonna do? It's a crazy world out there, but that's what happens. Tough situation. Rat or be ratted on and all that kind of stuff. Well, it's easy to be an armchair quarterback. But when you see the wives and the kids crying, going to visit their husband in prison, and he didn't rat on a guy, and then the guy ratted on him, and now for 15 years, the kid's in second grade. He ain't gonna see his kid till after high school graduation because he was honorable and he didn't want to rat on another guy. And lo and behold, the other guy ratted on him, and he spent time with his children all through childhood, and the other guy's rotten. And a lot of times the mob don't even take care of them when they're in prison either. They don't even get them a good lawyer or representation when they're in there. Also, I don't know how we got on that subject, but we got there somehow. Thank you, the Bonzo, and thank you, Wyatt Earp, and thank you everybody else that helps the True Serum out. I love my community. I'm 60 years old. I live alone, and it's nice to have socialization. You don't have socialization, you go nuts. So thank you. We got a million stories. Hang in there. My subscribers is going up. Thank you, everybody. The views are doing good. So hey, hopefully it's exponentially getting there. I just got to keep pumping away. That's all. Keep pumping away. God is good. If it's in God's will, then we just keep rising up. We have some fun. I do like to tell about some of the crazy things with women. I wasn't a whore master or anything, but some of the women, they would start acting crazy, and then you get in the middle of things, and then a lot of chaos could ensue. But some of the guys were bad actors, but we'll get into that. We got a lot of Jezebel stories. We got a lot of whore master stories. We got a lot of psychopathic stories, and we'll just keep coming in. You guys give me encouragement. I really appreciate that financial support, man. I really appreciate it. There's also a Cash App there where I derive more percentage of the money just for future reference. There is a Cash App in the description where I do realize more of the donation. Thank you, the Bonzo. I like it here. It's comfortable. There's an Atlantic Ocean between us, but I missed the schedule stuff by an hour or 10. All right. If you hit the notification, by an hour or 10. I got you. I'm a little, I wasn't drinking coffee the last 3 or 4 over there in Atlantic City, but I'm catching up. I'm catching up on the nicotine and caffeine. I'll be bouncing off the walls later on, but thank you to Bonzo, Wyatt Earp, and everything else. Yeah. A little different flavor of, Mike Franzese, Sammy the Bull. They're all, you've seen a lot of that. Yeah, they got the good stories and everything. And, I just got my little, my little share, my little lane. But my lane's getting a little bigger. Back off, boys. Get out of my way. I talked a lot of smack about Mike Franzese because he claim ranked. He named claim ranked. He wasn't a boss. See that's why it made you go nuts, because he did that all over planet Earth, doing videos and interviews all over the place. How do you say you're something where you weren't? And if them guys were all still, he did his channel after everybody was gone. So then when he started his channel, he could say he was the Pope in the Vatican. He knows the difference between a boss and a captain. Well, the True Serum, he was an underboss. He wasn't an underboss. It's a captain. They said, here's a badge. Go count all that money you made over there and bring us some. Here's a badge. We could call you the Pope. We could call you the president. We could call you anything you want. He did social media. I got whacked out, and he's calling his boss. He's calling himself boss. Former Mafia boss, he knows that's a flagrant foul. I got tripped out on it because that would have been his ass years ago. I don't want to promote violence or anything like that, but he's real smart. He's a real good chess player. He's a good seer, like the oracles they could figure out riddles, like the oracles and all that, so you guys might know, the philosophers and oracles, they could figure out riddles. Well, he can do all that, but he put former Mafia boss, 9 million times, not million times. That's bad. That's bad. All those Colombos that died in prison and got hit. You know how disrespectful that is? that had to earn their rank. They had to earn their rank. It might not seem like much to Joe Blow YouTube viewer that just watched mob channels, but in the mob world, that's the most flagrant foul you can make on planet Earth. You either get to your position one way or another, and that's held in esteem. You don't just go around after the fact going, yeah, former mob boss. He knows it. He knows it. That's why sometimes, I don't know, I look at him a little slanted, questionable when, he's like a charlatan. Forgive me. Charlatan. Good one at that. Smart one at that. He's better at it than me. He's got all kinds of whatever. He's selling everything but his socks and underwear. He's good at it. God bless him. But there ain't nobody to, I'm not here to police. I'm not the sheriff to try to say, well, who's going to do this, who's do that. I got to be entertaining myself just to get some of my stories out. Let him do what he wants. But it's very disrespectful to the dead. And there are still living family members, descendants of these people. And they're going, yeah, look at Mike over there calling himself of my Uncle Joe's family. Yeah. He's calling himself former boss of Uncle Joe's family. Really? There he's out in California in some fortress. Yeah, Rick. Yeah. He's got a channel. He's doing all these videos. Former mob boss. No, that was Carmine, and that was all these other Lengallo, all these other guys. He appointed himself. So I got real screwy and nuts over that because it's just so taboo. He don't care. And I got peed off when he did that shit with the son of Sam. He does a 10-minute diatribe monologue at the start. Watch that video of him visiting son of Sam. All you Mike Franzese fans, I don't want to promote hate or anything like that, but watch that video. For the sake of what? Getting a piece of the action of the sales of the Son and Sam's book? I don't know. Probably got a deal there. Or a percent of, well, he's selling all the wine and books and all this. It was just marketing and merchandising to sell out and do a video with the guy that was terrorizing your hometown. Really? You might look at him however you look at him. Bush League, but let him do it. He knows what he's doing. He's got all the money. But I don't care if he's got $80 trillion. There's no integrity. There's absolutely no scruples, no integrity right there. Whether he's got $1 or $1 billion, it don't matter. It's still Bush League. And I don't have to be the sheriff. It's just you guys want to learn about the mob or just hear interesting stories about the mob. That's total bullshit, what he perpetrated on all counts. If it was 1990 or 1985, 1990, I don't have to say anymore. If it was 1990 and he tried his little cutie pie moves, this move, that move, no. But everybody's gone. So, all right, enough said about him. I don't want to bash him, but I think I might have. But that's the face, more or less, of mob tube. Sammy the Bull and Mike Franzese. That's the perception of like, oh, they're the representative of what the Mafia was all about. You can listen to Mike and Sammy till you're blue in the face. You're only going to get a certain percentage of what the Mafia really was. You're not going to get it from the Sopranos, that bull crap shit, or anything else. Hollywood, no. I try to peel layers back, psychologically, emotionally, peel layers back, try to put you right there in that set time. And so you can more or less feel it. feel it. Well, that makes sense. Oh, you might have saw Mike and Sammy say something about something. And then maybe if you watched me, maybe I stepped out, maybe I came across something and said, okay, that might clarify this or that. Blah, blah, blah. They don't try to get interpersonal with their people. They're not trying to educate you on what's this and that. They just throw all this bullshit against the wall and everybody's like, lap it all up, you dogs. Lap it all up. All right, my good people. We're going to sign off here now. Thanks going out to the Bonzo. Thank you, sir. Wyatt Earp. Thank you, folks, for hanging in there with me. We're going to pump things out. Jezebels, girlfriends, strippers. More about the Cleveland. There's another crazy thing I want to talk about Cleveland. My first song will be A Hard Day's Night from the Beatles. There's a story. There's some things that come to mind, but we're going to get there, folks. We're going to get there. Namaste. Namaste. What's that mean? Namaste. Nirvana. Namaste. So that's that. We hit an hour. It's supposed to be a 20-minute video, but I love you guys. And thank you, the Bonzo. It's Game 7 of the Stanley Cup, Edmonton and Florida. Wow. I like Edmonton to win 4 in a row. Boom. The Sabres, this Buffalo Jinx Sabres, while we're on the subject, this Buffalo Sabres, half their team is on the Panthers. They gave away all these guys during the Stanley Cup Finals. These owners of the Bills and the Sabres, they're terrible. They're terrible moves. They're very terrible moves. They get rid of all the good guys, all our talent. They get them all. It's hard to be a Buffalo fan. Yeah. Oh, who's that Connor McDavid? Oh, geez. Oh, I think he played. Oh, yeah. Another 2 of their lines played for the Sabres. Holy cow. Florida's got some. Well, there's different players that switched from Florida to Edmonton in the past because there have been 2 strongholds, these 2 teams, as well as Dallas and the other Final Four. But, yeah. Good old Buffalo owner. Yeah. I don't even want to say his name. Get rid of them all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Buffalo Bills fans, the Buffalo Bills, the Buffalo sports town, has been rebuilding their teams since 1973. They've been in a rebuilding move for 50 years. They've been rebuilding for 50 years. The Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo Sabres. They've been rebuilding. They had a chance, but you know that. The no goal and the wide right. How do we get on that subject? Game 7, going to be good. I wish I would have bet the odds on Edmonton. There's only been one team out of the last 300, whatever the heck it was, 70, so whatever, come back from a series down 4-0, down 3-0. They got that speed. Florida's big bruisers. They got speed and some talent, but Edmonton gets the puck. They're like speed skaters during the other zone. I thought to myself they could win 4. They might lose tonight, but I thought they could. I thought they have the team that could do that. It's like fast breaking, like basketball. They fast break. We'll see what happens. I can't afford to gamble, so I can have visions of sugar plums ringing through my head because it's always easy afterwards. Yeah. That's what they used to have. That was at the club. That's what you heard at the club. All the Monday morning quarterback. Oh, I should have did this. I should have did that. Yeah. Well, you owe $3,000. You better pay them. Everybody's an expert afterwards. Yeah. Oh, that was easy. Yeah. All right, folks. Thank you. Thank you, all the people, new subscribers, old subscribers, people that just view. Hit the notification bell. I'm going to start doing them more later on. when I could get my good audience and people are at work and they could come home later on, and maybe I could catch every time zone, North America time zone. So I should be more fair to the people like that, and maybe I can build up better, faster. So I appreciate that. We got a lot of stories coming down the pike. The Bonzo, thank you. I appreciate that. I need it too because I'm on a limited budget. Wyatt Earp, thank you. The Easy Rider. True Serum Nation, I love you all. You help a guy out. I just like to have fun, and that's it. We need to have fun. We need to laugh. The world is a vampire. It wants your blood. No, we gotta come back a little bit. It's tough. Life is tough, but we gotta set our mark and get some goals out there. Get some goals. You went through a divorce, you had a family loss, you're grieving, you lost your job, or your dog ran away. You gotta come back. You gotta come back. When you're tested by the fire, that victory is so much sweeter. I was on life support for a year. Every day's gravy to me. I don't care if I'm broke. I mean, money comes in handy, but I'm happy to be alive. I just rock and roll. I realize how precious life is. I was in many dire situations, medically and in the streets, dire situations. I appreciate how, whether money comes in handy, but I laugh. I have fun. I don't care. I don't live in fear. I don't care. I do this naturally with no technology or whatever. Will they like me? Well, no. Have fun. Believe in yourself. Be confident. Don't live in fear. You only got one life. Take a shot. Take a shot. Take a shot. Don't waste time. The years fly by. The years fly by. Take a shot. It's free. Take a shot. Oh, what will somebody say about this? Oh, well, that didn't work out. Well, who cares? You took a shot. Go to the plate. Keep swinging. Well, I struck out. Well, maybe I might struck. Just keep swinging. Keep swinging. All my friends have passed. Young. Enough said. Thank you, folks. I'll be back tomorrow. Most likely, we're gonna get into this Cleveland a little more about a couple of guys and things like that. God bless you. Be the kings and queens of your world, and don't give up. Keep throwing. The devil wants that blood. The world is a vampire. No. Put it up. You already have the power. You just got to utilize it. You got to match it. It's already there. You just got to go get it. It's waiting for you. All right. So that's where we're going to leave you. My good friends, thank you for watching. I'm going to check out that Game 7, have another cup of coffee, and I appreciate that financial support, Wyatt Earp and the Bonzo, my good community, helping me out. I'll do my best to try to entertain you and have you guys, hang out with me. All right. Thank you, and let the universe bless you.